recording. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the July 12th agenda meeting. South Plainfield Mayor and Council. This meeting has been advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, with adequate notice of this meeting being provided to the borough's 2 official newspapers and published on the borough's website. Ms. Antonides, will you call the roll, please?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Here.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Here.
Councilwoman Mott?
Here.
Councilman Smith?
Here.
Councilman Bullock?
Here.
Council President White?
Here.
Thank you. Can you take us through a review of tonight's agenda, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this evening we have one matter on for executive session. It pertains to personnel for the DPW secretary. We have the approval of council minutes for June 21st. We have the announcement of Juneteenth essay contest winners. There are 2 ordinances on for a second reading by title. There are 3 budget-related resolutions this evening. There are 13 regular resolutions, 5 matters of correspondence, payment of bills totaling $582,938.17, council reports, and we conclude with public comments. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Council comments on agenda items?
No, Mr. Mayor.
None.
Nothing, Mayor.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for executive session, resolution 21-211?
So move.
Second?
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilwoman Faustini. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? I have executive session for tonight. At this point, we'll open it up for public comments on agenda items only. That's for you people in the audience. There is nobody on the WebEx other than Amy and myself. So, all right. Seeing none, close the public portion. At this point, can I get a motion to adjourn tonight's agenda meeting?
So move.
Second. Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Benjavanga. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We are adjourned. Seeing no reason to delay, we'll go right to the public meeting. Again, this meeting has been advertised in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, with adequate notice of this meeting also being provided to the borough's 2 official newspapers and published on the borough's website. Ms. Antonides, will you call the roll once more?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Here.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Here.
Councilwoman Mott?
Here.
Councilman Smith?
Here.
Councilman Bullock?
Here.
Council President White?
Here.
Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation by Councilman Benjavanga. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, please look over this governing body as we make the decisions for the residents of South Plainfield. Please look after all of our emergency services and anyone else in harm's way. Amen.
All right, at this point, we'll open it up once again for public comments on agenda items only. Seeing none, close the public portion. Can I get a motion to approve the council minutes of June 21st agenda and public and the June 28th special meeting?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Councilman Smith, seconded by Council President White. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. At this point, I will turn the meeting over to Councilwoman Mott for the announcement of the Juneteenth essay contest winners.
The fun part. So on behalf of the Borough and Human Relations Committee, we would like to thank all of those who have participated in the 2021 Juneteenth essay contest. Our judges, Vera Agee, Sandy Doyen, Angelica Jimenez, and Juana Lopez have chosen first place winners from the middle school and high school, and have also chosen one runner-up from both the high school and middle school. Our first place winners will receive a $100 gift card from our generous sponsors: Jelena Anthony, owner of Create That Party, located at 2201 South Clinton Avenue, and Julio Morgan Gillis, owner of McDonald's, located at Oak Tree and Park Avenue. Thank you both for your participation and your involvement in our community. We sincerely appreciate it. Once we announce the winners' names, if you could please come up and remain up front, and your presenters will present you with your awards, and then afterwards we can also take photos. Okay. High school, first place winner, award presented by Miss Anthony with Create That Party. If you can come up, please. Thank you. First place winner, Laura Ladino.
commend you and your leadership, and I wish you the best of luck with everything. So, you're welcome.
Stay.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna want to.
Stay.
We'll just stand here together.
Our first place winner for the middle school award will be presented by Calvin Gross, who is the co-chair of the Human Relations Committee, as well as our chair, Roberto Sayers. Our first place winner for middle school is Dia Patel.
Here's your certificate. You're a very good writer. I think that that's a path that you should follow because it's very convincing, your writing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And on behalf of the South Plainfield Human Relations Committee and the sponsor, Julio Gillis from McDonald's, present you with the gift card and congratulate you. I hope you keep writing. I read your essay, very important. There's a theme going on with all of you, which I'll talk about later on, but you did a good job. I can see you guys are very clear of what the youth need to do going forward. Thank you.
Okay, our runner-ups. Runner-up for middle school, award presented by Human Relations judges Vera Aji and Juana Lopez. Our runner-up for middle school is Ella Kloby. Okay, and our runner-up for high school is Angelina Rasal, who was unable to make it today. And we will definitely send her her certificate. And if parents would like to come forward to take pictures, join the pictures, that would be great. You want to do without?
Do without parents first?
Yeah,
Maybe we'll do,
Watch that cable, that cord.
you want to do first place winners first, and you can organize it how you'd like. Sure, it's up
Whatever
to you, yeah.
Yeah, whatever you would like.
Don't trip, Roberto.
Yeah.
Watch the wire, Calvin.
Christine, we'll go down with the runner-up.
I'd like to say a few words. I'd like to,
The mayor's in
to,
charge.
to also thank the mayor and council for helping us with this event and the school boards and the schools that participated. I must say I'm humbled because the participants wrote a great essay. It shows that they're in touch with what's going on in the world, actually, in these days, and that you guys are the future of making the changes necessary for us to live in a better world. So I want to thank you for that and ask you to keep up the good work. Reach out to any member. You saw who were the members, some of the members of the Human Relations Committee. If you have any questions, any concerns, that's our job to help us navigate. I know there's a commitment, the police department was mentioned, the council mentioned, there's a commitment from the town, from the police department, from the council, to make sure that we live in a better world. And the only way we can do that is, the team here is communicating. It's communicating, not confronting from my point of view. It's let's communicate and see where each other's coming from, and through conversations, we're able to get through the difficulties we're having now. So I want to thank you, and I'd like to ask the media, the printed media and the online media, if they could publish one essay once a week to show the work that you guys did, because you took your time to do it, and I think it's very, very well written. Thank you. Catherine would like to say.
Thank you.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Mayor,
Good evening,
Council
Kevin.
President, and other council members. This should be a very proud moment for South Plainfield. As we gathered in recognition of June 19th, 1865, which we know now as Juneteenth. It is deservedly recognized nationally as a part of the accurate chronology in American history, where, keep my glasses on, where a wonderful way for our youth to be involved in the tribute. History, after all, is the study of past events, particularly in human affairs. Juneteenth is this in history. As a part of the fabric of the American quilt that makes us all one. It was first celebrated in Texas by the newly freed enslaved 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was with General Order Number 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Calvin.
If I fall, Rob will pick me up.
We won't let you fall. Good job, everyone. Congratulations not only to the winners tonight, but everybody who took the time to make the effort to put an essay together. So, and especially thank you for the judges as well, because I know that it's a tough thing. Often you're picked to go through and find the best of the best, and it's not an easy task. Anybody who's done that before, so. Congratulations to you. I know you probably agonized, back and forth, but, I'm sure you made some great decisions, and I look forward to being able to read them myself. Congratulations to Melanie and Councilwoman Faustini as well, Councilwoman Mott for their efforts here. Does anybody else want to say anything before we move on to regular course of business?
No, I just want to say, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, and, the overwhelming response of, with the number of essays received, that in and of itself was just very moving. And then, I had the privilege to read them all, and, the tone and the message of all of the children of this community who wrote those essays was really something. They are all looking for change, and they're looking for peace, and they're looking to create awareness. So I just want to thank everyone who participated, and congratulations to our winners. And thank you, judges, too.
Anyone else? Okay. Job well done. We will not be offended if anybody wants to get up and leave during the rest of the meeting. You certainly will not be the first to do so. So if you want to break new ground, today's not your day. Ordinances for final adoption. Ordinance 2206.
Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Borough of South Plainfield in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $2,176,246 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $1,345,000 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2206?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Benjavenga. As this is for final adoption, we'll open it up for public comments regarding ordinance 2206. Seeing none online. If you're online and you would like to comment, you could use the raise your hand functionality. We do have one individual online now. Or unmute yourself and just state your name. Seeing none, close the public portion. Council comments?
Nothing, Mayor.
None there?
Thank you. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. And also for final adoption, ordinance 2208.
An ordinance that provides for the compensation of employees of the Borough of South Plainfield and the method of payment of such compensation for the year 2021 for part-time and seasonal help for recreational parks.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for final adoption on ordinance 2208?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Wolak. Again, as this is for final adoption, we'll open it up for public comments regarding ordinance 2208. Seeing none, close the public portion. Council comments?
Nothing.
Nothing, Mayor.
Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. At this point, I'll ask for a motion on Resolution 21-212, authorizing the public hearing of the 2021 municipal budget amendment.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Benjavanga, seconded by Councilman Wolak. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Mr. Mayor, do you want to open the floor?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, we'll open it up for, well, Glenn, do you want to make any comments before we open it up to the public, or it's up to you?
Yeah, Mayor. The public hearing actually is on the amendment that we had,
Amendment, correct.
introduced. And to just go over, I think, what I had mentioned when we had discussed this previously, obviously, this brings our budget number from introduction to $32,685,741 for the current fund. It's a net increase of $166,000 from what was originally introduced. Of that 166, $140,000 of it happens to be grants that have been added that we received. Those grants, we have revenue coming in and revenue coming out. So of the 166, 140 of it is actually due to grant funding. Taxes have been reduced, property taxes from what was originally introduced by $567,401. So the net increase for the year is actually $40.93. But because that's already been previously billed, believe it or not, in the fourth quarter, the average residents can receive a reduction of about $140,000. I mean, $140. I'm sorry.
You almost had me.
I
So
didn't
you
see
say-
that in my
Almost had
tax
me.
bill.
Sorry, let me catch myself. The borough has received its ARP money, its American Relief Plan money. We've received $1,258,000 of that. $653,000 is being utilized in this year's budget. The other $605,000 is going to be available for some infrastructure that we plan on doing in regards to storm sewers. And if there's any money left over, it'll be future revenue losses. The borough has, obviously, I've mentioned this in a number of meetings previously. Our court's down by $300,000 over 2019. Building almost $150,000. Hotel $63,000. Net with the state calculations, the state revenue loss calculator has us at $653,000 in losses. It's the sixth consecutive year of a rateable base increase for the borough. We're currently $525,000 below what we could have gone up in taxes, and another $960,000 below what we could have gone up in appropriations for the year. And our revenue drivers are largely things like pensions, snow removal. I think everyone remembers we had a couple bad storms this year. Police salary and wage, some deferred charges on our refinancing of debt. So that's really it in a summary, if anybody wants any other details.
Okay. All right, at this point, we'll open it up for public comments regarding the 2021 municipal budget amendment. We lost our online attendance, so just you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Amy, you could ask the mayor.
I don't know if it was
Maybe I can
something,
run.
it was something Glenn might have said.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyone?
Probably on the floor looking for that $140,000.
Yeah, maybe.
Cut off.
Yeah, that probably knocked everybody off.
All right, seeing none, we'll close the public portion. We do have a motion and a second. So, Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll, please?
Yes, Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
And that passes 6-0.
Thank you. Can I also get a motion for Resolution 21-212A, authorizing the approval of a secondary 2021 municipal budget amendment?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Benjavanga. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
And Mayor, that amendment, there was just a minor adjustment that doesn't require a public hearing.
Okay. And finally, can I get a motion on Resolution 21-213, authorizing the adoption of the 2021 municipal budget?
So move. Second.
Motion by Councilman Wolak, seconded by Councilman Benjavanga. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll once more?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for Resolutions 21-214 to 21-226?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilman Wolak. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
And that passes 6-0.
Thank you. We have 5 items of correspondence. The recycling monthly report for May, the planning board minutes for September 22nd, community pool letter from a citizen, a happy citizen, the Board of Health monthly report for June 2021, and the Environmental Commission minutes for May 12th.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilwoman Faustini. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion on payment of the bills for $582,938.17?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Council President White, seconded by Councilwoman Mott. Ms. Antonides, can you call the roll?
Councilman Benjavanga?
Yes.
Councilwoman Faustini?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mott?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Bullock?
Yes.
Council President White?
Yes.
Passes 6-0.
Mr. Rizzo, anything for us tonight?
No, Mr. Mayor, progress.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Cullen?
Yes, Mayor, I just want to thank Councilman Benjavanga, who's the Chair of Administration and Finance, Council President White, and Councilman Wolak for all their help and assistance during the 2021 budget process. Although it sounds kind of late in the season, I can tell you there's a number of municipalities that haven't even introduced their budgets yet. It seems pretty hard to believe. Resolution 21-223. That bid came in $290,000 below our estimates, and it came in significantly below even the nearest second and third bid, and I think we had like 6 bidders. I mean, one of the things I'd like to ask if the council would be interested is, obviously we normally only have one meeting in August, and there's been a lot of roads that have been torn up by PSC&G. Many of obviously, a huge portion of those roads, they're going to be resurfacing, but there's some that we're doing storm sewer work on that we're going to be doing separately on our own. And obviously, That $290,000 was originally intended for road improvements, storm sewer work, and other infrastructure. And wondered whether or not you want some of those funds to go, once again, towards roads, but we'd have to do it in a different project. And if you're interested in having a special meeting on August 2nd, because that's when the next meeting normally typically would be if we were on a summer schedule, to have an ordinance on for those.
Well, why don't we plan for that, and then if we decide we don't need it, then we don't need it, right?
Okay.
Is everybody available on August 2nd?
I'm on vacation, but I can call me.
Yeah, we'll do it virtual. It can.
Yes, I'm also away, and I don't think I'm gonna be virtual from Hawaii, so.
Okay. So we have,
We have a quorum.
we have a quorum. All right, so
I
we'll
might
have
just be waking up about that time.
we'll have a special meeting on August 2nd at 7 PM.
And that, Mr. Mayor, that's specifically just for a bond ordinance,
Yep.
because I have to
Correct.
advertise the specific nature.
Yeah.
Just bond ordinance only?
Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
We'll have it hybrid, but, yeah, feel free to take it virtually.
Paul and I would appreciate that.
No problem. All right, Mr. Cullen, anything else?
The next meeting's on the 13th. Okay. Before you advertise that, Amy, I'm talking to the engineer here. He always has a storm sewer thing lurking that we don't know about. So let me see if we may add one other thing to that. Once again,
Okay.
it'll be road related.
Let me know as soon as possible then.
I will.
And 2116 is the body armor grants. Chief's back there. I just want to thank Chief and his department working in getting the body armor grants, and we'll be purchasing them soon. PD will all be full of video, I guess would be the word. And with that, progress, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Body cameras, not armor.
Yeah, body cameras.
Okay, Mr. Miller.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you. As Glenn said, we awarded the project tonight for Durham Avenue. We're going to set up a pre-construction meeting and get that going within a couple of weeks. The majority of that work's going to be done at night to try to lessen the impact on traffic. Metuchen Avenue, we've got some comments back from DOT. That's going to be ready to go out to bid, and we should be able to award that at the next meeting, August 16th. We're working with PSE&G now to finalize their road repaving project, and that should be starting within a few weeks probably. And lastly, we passed a resolution tonight for Newmarket Avenue to be our next application to the DOT for grant funding, and that will be going in shortly. With that, progress.
Excellent. Ms. Antonides.
On progress, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, Councilman Smith.
Thank you. First and foremost, I want to thank our youth for participating in that essay contest. It gives us great pleasure to know that our youth is looking forward, and it's something that we as seniors have to look forward to in our youth. And I want to thank the people who sponsored the awards, because it means so much to have our community involved with our youth and getting them to understand what our world is all about. So I want to thank you for that. I'd also like to thank, as always, the Chief of Police and all our police officers to keep us safe and guide us and guard us through our communities. Our DPW, and Glenn, for you and your office, for all the work you did for our budget, and the council committees. And with that, Mayor, progress.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Mott.
Yes, I would just like to thank Glenn Cullen, our borough administrator, and Len Miller, our borough engineer, for all of the hard work on Katy Lane. It looks simply amazing. It's such an improvement. It matches our pool. It's a complete makeover. It looks just absolutely beautiful. So thank you. Progress.
That's a good point. I think I got a call from a resident that said it looks like a complex now.
Yes.
So, well done. I even told them they've exceeded our expectations. So that doesn't happen all that often, right? Doesn't happen all that often, but you got one, Miller. All right.
You know, Mayor, if you read that letter they were sending by the resident, it really is great. They took the time to talk about, the design and all the work, and obviously, we were rushing to get the pool built as soon as possible because you lose the season.
Yep.
You only have one season to try to get it done, and it was very nice comments. So I think Mr. Miller really played a huge role in the design of that whole lot, and he obviously was very helpful in the design of the whole pool.
And also thanks to the school board. I know when I say complex, I mean complex, right? So when you go and that whole route, you see the work that was done last year, I believe, on the football field and the parking lot over there. That it really looks night and day. So
We've been busy enough where we've used that lot for overflow parking.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's coming to use this summer.
well done, Councilman Woloch.
It's nice to see the pool being done. It's beautiful out there. We got a nice complex going. We're getting some roads done. We got the budget moving, or pretty much done. So it's progress going on. It's very nice to see that. Summer is moving by quick. Please enjoy your summer, because before you know it, it'll be cold again. But with that, progress.
Thank you, I guess. Councilman Benjavenga.
Thank you, Mayor. I first want to start by just thanking everybody up here for the support of the budget, and Glenn for, once again, dealing with me for the past 6 months and analyzing the budget. It was a tough past 2 years, 2020 and 21. Obviously, with the financial impacts, with COVID-19, with the effects on the revenue side. Glenn talked about some of the numbers. When you look at the municipal budget, a lot of it is driven by revenues outside of taxes. And to offset those taxes are building department revenues, court revenues, and just general revenues that we just saw collapse, hotel revenues, things that you don't think of that just totally collapsed beneath us last year and then fell into this year as well. And so that's where, when we first introduced the budget, we saw that we were going to have an $89 increase because we had to face the reality of those revenue losses. And on top of that, you have expenses that are out of our control, such as pension, the pension payments to the state for PERS and PFRS that went up dramatically this year as well. So those two things coupled together, we were going to see an $89 increase. And 6 months later, with some of the relief funds to be able to capture some of that revenue losses, we were able to reduce that number down to $40 on average on a household, and still be able to invest in all the things that you're seeing around town so that we can be affordable as well as making improvements to our hometown. And so thank you, Glenn, for the hard work over the past 6 months, and everybody here who spent hours on the budget trying to really sharpen the pencils and be creative in a way that delivered a sound and fiscal budget to the residents. The other thing that I want to talk about is, we talk about improvements to the roads as Glenn and Len have mentioned. One of the things that I like to do when we do pass a bond ordinance is just to go through some of the highlights of what we are investing in. Glenn and Len talked about Metuchen Road. That is mostly funded by a DOT grant. That's part of this bond ordinance. That will look incredible once it's done because the road is deteriorating. And also, what's also funded mostly by a DOT grant is the entire length of Durham Avenue. So some of the calculations that we're going to be doing a lot of roads that are funded by either PSE&G, the DOT, whether it's the transportation grant or the freight grant. And that's a lot of the hard work that goes in from our engineering department, administration, and mayor, who went down to Trenton to meet with them and try to get as much money back as we put into it. The other thing that we also do is we invest in our public safety. This will be, tonight we approved the authorization of funds for a boom truck for the fire department. We have a 100% volunteer fire department, and that has been the safety of our town as well as our EMS and our police. But having a 100% volunteer fire department has really gone a long way over the past 100+ years, and this boom truck will go a long way in keeping our residents safe and our fire department safe. It'll be the third one that the mayor and some of us up here have purchased since we were up here. That truck is replacing a 30-year-old truck, and we want to thank the council for approving that, as well as Councilman Woloch, who is the chair of that. The police body cameras, the grant is in there, and also, last but not least, in addition to the Cotton Street, Putnam Park, and Shadyside Park improvements that we did earlier in the year, we are, and Roberto will like this, he sits on our Housing and Community Development Block Grant. We are finally putting together our plans for Pitt Street Park playground equipment to be installed this year. So 4 parks, a new pool and stuff, so we're really working towards investments in here as well as keeping the taxes flat, and with that progress.
Thank you. You mentioned a point, and you know, it's 100% volunteer fire department, but it's professional men and women there, Chief, and that's a, you know, it's a debt of gratitude we owe to you. It's, I've had them guide me through some smokehouses and firehouses, and trust me, I felt much more comfortable knowing that they knew what they were doing, because I certainly didn't. But yes, it is a professional group, and you know, sometimes when you hear the word volunteer, that doesn't always mean that, you know, people are the best of their profession, but they truly are, and like as you mentioned, they do the town well. So congratulations, Councilwoman Faustini.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Most of our recreation programs are all up and running, and many are full, but there has been a new one that has just been added, a softball camp run by the Ponytail Association, and that will take place August 9th through the 13th for ages 7 through 13. So registration is now open for that online at Community Pass. Like I said, most of the other stuff is running very successfully. The kids are having a fun summer. Looking forward, I did want to announce that I guess it was a little before COVID, a resident came to us, Angelica Jimenez, who was coincidentally a judge, or not really coincidentally, you know, she kind of got brought in for the Human Relations Commission. She judged the essays contest that we just had, and she had kind of reached out to myself and Council President White, and also the South Plainfield Library, and was really looking to put together something new in South Plainfield, a diversity celebration and event. So now that we are moved into a place where we feel we can, you know, safely start having outdoor events again, we are looking to put that together for this October coming. So look for more information to come. It will be kind of a celebration of, you know, all different diversities. There'll be some food, some games, maybe some poetry, music, and you know, we're planning to have all of our borough committees you know, hopefully participate as well at some level and provide something. So I just, you know, kind of wanted to announce that, you know, that was coming along, and we're looking at a date tentatively of October 2nd for that. And with that, I'm sorry? National Night Out? Okay, well, I can announce that coming up sooner than that will be our, our National Night Out event, which is run by the South Plainfield Police Department, and that also is in partnership, I know, with our South Plainfield Library, and that is always traditionally held the first Tuesday in August, which this year is the 3rd. Am I right? Okay. So come join us for that event. It will be held outside behind here, behind Borough Hall and behind the library, and there will be some food and a lot of different things to experience, different tables, certain vendors come and just kind of share information. So we look forward to having that event as well. And with that, progress.
Thank you. Council President White.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I know everyone's seen the Hometown Hero banners that are up throughout town. I wanted to really thank DPW with them trying in the heat of the day, those very sweltering days, they were able to get everything up before 4th of July. And so we're really proud of the banners and proud of their efforts there. So I wanted to commend them and thank them for their hard work. And then also, just in closing, wanted to, again, congratulate the essay participants and winners. And also to say to the Human Relations Committee, I think it's great that you offered the young people an opportunity to share their thoughts and their views, and participation in an essay contest like this is probably the model that we need to follow as we move forward, not only as a community but as a country in terms of dialogue and everything. So I wanted to just commend everyone for their involvement and thank you for that, and with that, progress, Mayor.
Thank you. Before we open up to the public, I'll just give the standard COVID update. So I know you look across this room and it looks like the pandemic is behind us, but not quite yet. So Middlesex County reported 59 additional cases over the last 24 hours for a total of 91,684 across the county. 0 deaths for a total of 2,087. Here in town from the Friday to Friday, so we will still post these numbers on a weekly basis. On Friday, we posted an increase of 6 from the last week at 29, 60, it was 60 or 72. Middlesex County, we had 5 additional reported today, bringing us up to 2977. 0 deaths and 67 as a total. So again, the vaccinations are out there. It's certainly everyone's choice. Variants, depending on what you read, you know, there are still things that are going on here, but these cases should remind us that we're not quite out of the woods yet. But the good news is that what we've seen and what we've heard from the CDC and the federal government, state officials, is that all of these hospitalizations and deaths still seem to be coming from unvaccinated individuals. But again, so I know the local pharmacies here certainly have the vaccine. Gone are the days of trying to get on a scheduling site and get your vaccine. And so if you want it, it's readily available. But again, it's a personal choice. But just be cognizant of what is still going on through the state and through the country as we reach, as Joe says, summer's almost over, right, Joe?
Yeah, right.
Just kidding, Joe. At this point, we'll open it up for public comments, anything that's on your mind. Ms. Boyle.
She's got props.
Yeah.
Debbie Boyle, Van Fleet. This is about Christmas in July. I'll have a poster out in the hallway. Any of the businesses on South Plainfield Ave that would like one, I'll be going tomorrow. It is 5 to 9 this year because of the heat for the past multiple years. This is the 9th annual. I'm working with the high school band. They will be leading in Mayor and Council starting at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And the South Plainfield Cultural Arts Commission is offering window painting again. I have the supplies of the paint and the brushes. I'm going to Mr. Subs tomorrow to ask if we can store the items there, and then people that are going to paint can just go in and we have little paint trays, and they can go in and help themselves. I know that Presto Printing is good with having his door or one of his windows painted. I have to go to the other places, Boss Hogs. It will also be offering one of their windows to their grandchildren. And we will have, there are still spaces available. Nonprofits, there's no cost. So we'll have food. Santa Claus will be there. We're also walking in with Mayor and Council to greet the children and adults.
Do we have a Santa?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you mean, do we have a Santa?
Of course.
Oh, the real Santa's
yes.
Coming
The
all
real
the way from
Santa's
the North
coming.
Pole.
Right, it's
with
off
his
season.
Hawaiian
It's
shirt
off
on.
season, Councilwoman.
And if anybody needs any information, please reach out. Again, it's 5 to 9. We're going to have a tree lighting ceremony and caroling.
5 to 9 on
5 to 9 on July 24th.
Very nice.
24th.
Looking forward to it.
Okay?
Excellent. Thank you.
Great. Thanks. See you all there.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes.
I'll be in Hawaii.
You at Hawaii.
I'll light a tree in Hawaii.
Huh.
Thank you for reminding me. So on this Saturday, July 17th, I am very focused on supporting young entrepreneurs. So I'm having an event from 11 to 3 p.m. at my venue. And we're going to have some entrepreneurs. The ages range from 5 to 17 years old. And I'm just giving them a platform to showcase their stuff. And so if there's anybody here that would like to come and support them, my venue is at 2201 South Clinton Avenue, Create That Party. And like I said, it's just to support young entrepreneurs. I plan to do at least one more before the summer is over. So if there's anybody from South Plainfield that's a young entrepreneur, I would encourage them to come, for you to bring them, or to tell them to come so that they can see the other children and perhaps participate for our next one. So thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you.
Anyone else? Yep. Good, he's got time to prepare.
I talked to Mr. White before. I live over on Durham Avenue where they're building all those apartment buildings. And originally, there was a 10-foot easement that had been in place with trees in it. And the first thing they did was cut all those trees down, okay? And I recall when the planning board did it, there was going to be a third lane, a left lane to go in or a right lane to come out. Do you remember that?
It's a left turn.
For
Yes.
backing up traffic? Well, they didn't give 1 inch of that 10-foot easement.
Is it?
How are they going to fit 3 lanes into the 2 lane of traffic we have now?
Well, there's enough room there in the pavement to fit that third lane in, their turning lane. The pavement is wider there. There's that core area in the middle.
Where where the big entrance is?
Yes.
Okay.
So there
If
should
you're
be-
riding a bike though, you'll be killed, won't you? Or-
I didn't review those plans,
Yeah.
but I've asked the board engineer several times to look at that because we want to make sure it's
Please.
right.
I went to
before-
those meetings and
Mhm.
it
We
was
paved the road.
discussed that 10-foot easement would be helped to make that third lane. And I think Mr. White agrees with me.
Yes.
We're all looking
Yeah,
at that.
we,
We're
we,
looking at that space.
we
saying,
discussed it. That's why
if
Mr.
you
Miller
make a
looked
third
into it.
lane there in any way, if you rode a bike or tried to walk, they do our sidewalks there now, but I mean, if that street's dangerous enough as it is,
Mhm.
and I just would like someone to just review the plans.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can get back to me or
I'll
not
take
get back to
another
me.
look at it, yeah.
But he did it so fast that, there wasn't time to even talk about it.
Well, actually, we asked him to do it fast because we want him to get his work in before we start our project.
Okay.
So actually, we pushed him to get going.
Okay. And will there be trees we put up in the spaces
The
that we
plans
choose?
call for a berm all along the front edge of that, so yes.
Because it's just a big dust bowl
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yep.
Yeah, a decorative
We've
berm.
also asked him to get a water truck out there, which he has, but he's not
Doesn't
using
need it in the last week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, but you'll let me know. okay?
Sure.
Okay, thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Calvin. Mr. Gross.
Well, I'd like to thank a couple of people for after 10 years. We have the light on Maple Avenue that crosses from the park over to the Powell Complex. Everybody Rob, there was some other people, Derek, I bugged everyone you sent, Mayor, to the Recreation Commission. I wanted the light because I'm originally from Metuchen, and there was 2 or 3 of those crossings.
Yeah.
And one was inconsequential. Nobody crossed at it.
Right.
So I always wanted one for where the kids cross, because even that lady, she was terrific with holding her sign up, but maybe she was 5 foot tall, so she had the sign up. Oh, shut up. Scam likely. But I always saw it as something that was very essential. So I'm happy, and so after bugging everybody you sent, it's up, and I hope it's working, because.
It
Yeah.
is, it is.
Because at certain times of the day, that poor lady can't be seen because the sun is directly there and wipes it out.
Well, yeah, and she's not there all the time, and that is a, heavily traveled road. I know the county has one over by Metro Park, so I had seen that, and that works well over there, and I think that's going across 27.
Yeah,
So.
I know where you're talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so, yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
However,
excellent.
whoever, all the people who are bugged.
Yeah, actually, this one, I used it twice myself. It actually talks to you if you haven't used it yet. You hit the button, it says, "You are now crossing Maple Avenue. Please wait." Like it's, it's double.
For the red
Lights,
light, it's what,
yeah.
the yellow's flashed and the red comes.
Yeah.
So it's
High
excellent.
technology.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else?
One more thing.
Sure.
Congratulations to the graduates for the high school.
Yes,
And Yates Senior Center, okay?
absolutely.
Yes.
People with big smiles.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was actually, yes, great. We had our.
We were just as eager to get them back as they were to get back, so trust me on that
Yep.
one. Anyone else? There is no one online.
Mr. Mayor and Council, for your hard work for specialty piece of equipment. I used it the other night at the garbage fire.
Hmm.
By the way, thank the DPW for that hard work that kid did down there. That was a 4-hour job. But just thank you. It's been a long time coming. I know the couple of Rob, Derek, and Joe came down to Point Pleasant. We looked at a couple of rigs down there and the way the town's grown and everything.
Yeah.
This is going to be a special piece of equipment for us. Thanks you from the fire department. We appreciate it.
No, thank you. And
Thank you, Chief.
And we know you take care of them, and if anybody has any doubt, just go over to the fire department, and you can't tell the age of them just by looking at them, right?
That's what they keep saying. You don't need a new one.
You do, that's what we, absolutely, yes. All right, anyone else? All right, going once, twice, we're gonna close the public portion. We are going into executive session. It's been a while since I've said that. Into the
Yeah.
conference room. You are
Wow.
more than welcome to stay. We do not expect any activity to be added to tonight's agenda at this time.